everyone. It is I, the Terrific Lady, and this is part of the pause section of what I call Retro Rewind. It is where I pause on reviewing horror and instead focus on reviewing new horror movies and other aspects of pop culture. First of all, I want to give a huge thank you to all of my subscribers. You want to keep up with what I'm doing? Then click the subscribe button, hit the little notification bell to keep up with what I'm doing next. Today I am reviewing the Halo Blu-ray DVD release. And I want to give a big thank you to Paramount and CBS Home Entertainment for the very awesome PR package. I want to show you this PR package here. I was expecting them to just deliver the DVD in an envelope, but no, got this really nice big Pelican case that has the Halo logo on it. So I was like, wow, I was really super impressed. So thank you very much for the awesome PR package. It came with this shirt. It has the UNSC logo. And right here, this really awesome Master Chief John 117 logo. And let me open it up and kind of unbox it for you to show you everything that came with it. It came with the Blu-ray, and it also came with 7 collectible art cards of different characters in the show. It also came with a Master Chief Funko Pop. I love Funko Pop, and this one is so cute. And a really nice surprise here. It came with what I call, or what is called, the official Halo cookbook. Now, I've tried a few of the recipes in the Halo cookbook because I love baking and making stuff. And a shake called Cookie Surprise, their hot chocolate, the patty melt, and the pasta alla norma all were delicious. First, I will give a synopsis of the game. I'm coming into this with very peripheral knowledge of Halo, but this is a general overview, and this is what I know. So, in the 26th century, you had something called the United Nations Space Command, or the UNSC, and they colonized a lot of worlds due to their discovery of faster-than-light travel. So, the government and the human colonies on this world are fighting each other because these colonies want independence. So, because of their want for independence and all these rebellions, the UNSC sponsored what was called the Spartan 2 project to create an elite group of enhanced super soldiers to crush the rebellion. So, in the year 2525, that is when humans came under attack from a theocratic alliance of alien races known as the Covenant. They did not like humans. They declared them to be heretics, and pretty much they thought their gods, the Forerunners, they thought humans were just ew. So what the Covenant did was they began a holy war, and their technology and their big numbers, they proved to be a very big advantage. The Spartans were effective, however, they were too few in number to ever turn the tide of battle in humanity's favor. So after the Covenant invaded the Reach, which was the UNSC's last major stronghold besides Earth, Master Chief, John 117, was left as one of the few remaining Spartans. And then, what happened was they rediscovered the Halo rings, and then this set the humans against the Covenant, who believed that they were instruments of transcendence, not destruction. So the Covenant were just like, hey, look, we're not like wanting to destroy you. We're not like elements of destruction. We're instruments of transcendence. We speak for the gods. We speak for our gods. So Master Chief and his artificial intelligence, she was called Cortana, they were very instrumental in the destruction of the Halo ring to stop the Covenant and the threat of what was called the Flood. So the Covenant descended into civil war following the expulsion of the Sangili species, with many grappling over the revelation that their religion was false. The disgraced former Covenant Sangili commander, known as the Arbiter, along with the rest of his race, helped the humans destroy the Covenant and stop its leader, Truth, from activating the Halo array via what is called the Ark. Human Covenant War ended, though new conflicts began to emerge throughout the universe. So here's an overall synopsis of Halo the show. Halo the show follows an epic 26th century conflict between humanity and an alien threat known as the Covenant. The show weaves deeply drawn personal stories with action, adventure, and a richly imagined vision of the future. So, an executive producer, Kiki Wolfkill, said that the series is a standalone story that takes place within its own timeline called the Silver Timeline. It is separate from and inspired by the core canon and lore of the franchise, rather than a continuation, adaptation, prequel, or sequel. So what they wanted to do is to give both of the Halo canons, both like the game universe and all its lore and the show, a chance to evolve individually. So this is kind of compared to how Marvel Studios has adapted the Marvel Comics, which is their own entity, into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Here's what I liked about the Halo show. Now remember, I'm coming into Halo knowing only a little bit of peripheral knowledge about the game, so kind of bear with me here. I only know a little bit about the canon, but I'm coming in just pretty much from that point of view. So what I liked about this Blu-ray release, I thought the Blu-ray was very crisp, clear, and played well. I thought the special features were a nice look into the behind-the-scenes aspect of the Halo show. They had cast interviews, they talked to fans of the Halo franchise, and they had fun little segments like, hey, here's how you can say words in Sangili. I also liked the graphics design of the show, the visuals, and the Spartan uniforms. Oh my god. It's like they stepped out of the game and onto the screen. That's how good they were. I also love that they used practical design as much as they possibly could. So a lot of the sets were practically designed. They used green screen CGI only when they had to. I really appreciated that because I'm a huge fan of practical effects. I also liked how they incorporated the first person point of view of the Spartans at certain points when they were fighting. Except like in the last episode, a little bit too game like for my taste, but overall I liked how they did the first person point of view. And I also liked how in this world both the male and the female Spartans were equal. So there was no like, oh, I'm da, 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 da. So there was no like really butting of heads. Just like, hey, we're Spartans, we're all cool, we're all badasses. I like that. And I commend them for wanting to play within the world of the Halo universe and for trying to develop John 117 outside of just being a Spartan. Now, on the flippity floppity floop. Now, on the flippity floppity floop, here's what I felt could have been done better. Now, I say this with the greatest of love and appreciation because Halo is a game franchise that I always wanted to play, and I had very high hopes and I had very high hopes coming into this show. So, to me, the show didn't really know its audience. So, who was its audience? Because the writing asked for us, the viewer, to assume a lot. For instance, that Master Chief was a badass without really showing us that he was, and even without showing him with this team too much. So, who was the audience for? And because of this, at times it feels unbalanced. It assumed a lot, and it didn't do things like show the Covenant to be any kind of threat. Now, I understand that this is the first season, and this is a world building kind of season, but you're saying a lot of things like Master Chief is a badass. You're saying a lot of things like Master Chief is a badass, and the Covenant are a threat. You're saying these things, but you're not showing them. There was a lot of that in this season. Also, Um, you don't know who your audience is, so you have to tap into both fans of Halo who really love the lore in this world and also newcomers to the franchise. Figure out who your audience is for, would be my advice. Now, something that I also didn't really like either is that Master Chief is very iconic and known for just like, being in uniform and having his helmet on. And John had his helmet off in the show more than he had it on. And they always found some excuse to show his face even when they had his helmet on. And I felt that the removal of the helmet was a big misstep and misfire because to me, I feel like you could connect to a character without needing to see their face. You could connect the characters without needing to see their face. So, case in point, V and V for Vendetta constantly wore the Guy Fawkes mask. You could connect with them. Carl Urban's Dredd, you only saw half his face, but you were still able to connect with him as a character. And the Mandalorian, the dude wore his helmet for a good portion of the time in that show, but you could still connect with him. To me, seeing his face so much, seeing Master Chief's face so much, strangely enough, took away from who he was as a character and how we know him as. So, yeah, that was a little strange to me. Also, I felt that some plot elements and characters in the show were a little pointless. For instance, Cortana was used in a completely the AI Cortana was used in a completely different way on the show, and it didn't make any sense to me. She really didn't need to take over the consciousness of a Spartan. What she could have done is just taken over suits, and there really would have been no need for the Spartans. So her presence in the show was a little bit strange. And also, the character of Quan, for instance, I felt was unnecessary. No offense to the actress whatsoever, but her character did not move the plot along at all. You could have cut her out, and the plot still would have rolled along. And also, while I appreciated that they wanted to play within the bounds of the Halo universe, with that being said, once again, if you're going to play within the boundaries of the Halo universe and still do your own thing, you need to do a lot less telling and a lot more showing. For instance, you're trying to unveil and kind of get into who John is as a character and discovering his past. It didn't really unfold in a natural way for me. It felt very abrupt, very awkward, and it dragged on for me a little bit too long. There is a way to delve into who a character is as a person, especially a masked character or a helmeted character. Again, the examples that I just mentioned, V and Dread and the Mandalorian. So there are ways to connect with them and talk about their past in a very natural way. The way that they unveiled John's past is a little bit too draggy. And I felt there was a lot of questions that were left unanswered. For instance, for instance, and maybe I missed it, but why is John a blessed one? They talk about the fact that he is a blessed one and is able to like connect with these artifacts. Are they going to reveal that in season 2? I don't know. But there are also just like, for instance, there's also this other thing, this other in there where there's this character human who's with the Covenant, McKee. They also consider her a blessed one as well, and she's she's pretty much she's an enemy for all intents and purposes. She's an enemy. She's with the Covenant, and then like after she ends up on Reach, and after one walk in the park, John trusts her. Someone asked him, John, why do you trust her? You only talked to her for like what 10 minutes, whatever. He's like, I trust her. Why? I'm a very big why person, and I have to know why, and that's just me. And unanswered questions like that kind of bug me. But there were a lot of good things about the show, and there were a lot of things that I felt could be worked on. My main biggest suggestion that I hope the writers and the showrunners take to heart here is to do a lot more showing and a lot less telling. Get that balance. Hit the audience that are both fans of the Halo games and the Halo lore, and new fans of Halo. That would be my advice. That is my Halo review, the Halo Blu-ray release. So once again, thank you so much to Paramount and to CBS Home Entertainment for the very awesome Halo package, PR package. I greatly appreciate it. And thank you to everyone for listening to me in my first pause review on the Halo Blu-ray release. Um, did you see Halo, the show? What did you think of it? I would like to really get a discussion going on with y'all and know what you thought of the show. So yeah, any thoughts about the Halo show? Whether you liked it, what could have been done better? Just let me know in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching and stay terrific.